Hello, true art believers, and welcome to today's live stream. This is the number one live art streamer in the world. This is Pierson here, and welcome to 100 Days of Drawing. This is day 86 out of 100, and possibly more in the future. But right now, we're at day 86, and I proclaim this week Skull Week. So we have we have Shark Week, right? Well, this week's going to be Skull Week. I'm going to be doing 7 skulls this week. And I'm pretty excited to do skulls. I get them. I like doing skulls. There's something about the structure of skulls that I really enjoy doing. Anyways, without further ado, let's start the drawing. So today we're going to be drawing a skull for 25 minutes. I'm going to keep it short because I'm not near as tired as I was last night. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, 3 a.m. doing a 3 a.m. live stream just because I was too stubborn to go to bed, and I wanted to maintain the basically a daily drawing. Technically, I'm doing 2 drawings in a day. I'm doing 2 live streams in a day, but I am going to consider this we're going to consider this today, and the earlier one's going to be relegated to basically that's going to count for yesterday's, because I was gone all day. Like literally, I can't explain it other than I think I was home for roughly an hour and a half, an hour, maybe, not even that. And it was just pure business. I was just doing things the entire time. It wasn't like, hey, I'm here for an hour. Let's go ahead and kind of sneak in this drawing. No, I was occupied. So I couldn't break free from that day. And it just kind of fell into that, right? So I did a late night impromptu drawing, and it was not good. I was all I could say is beyond tired, where I just wanted to go to bed. I can't really explain it other than just being really tired. There were some other factors involved as well. I was outside in the sun all day. Literally, I have a severe case of sunburn, and I was just like, wow, this is physically draining. So we're going a different route with the skull drawing. Normally I do a that type of erasure technique, but we're gonna kind of go a different route and see how it kind of works out. So we're gonna go more of a line, like a light sketch line type of strategy, and then we're gonna kind of go into the whole what would you call it, the reductive method, where I start by adding some value tones, and I push and pull the tones with an eraser in my hand and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to bounce back and forth between those strategies. So that's what we're going to be doing today, or for this 25 minutes, or what I'm going to try to achieve in that 25 minutes. I may or may not get it. That's fair enough. May or may not get it. But yeah, so yesterday night, or today, this morning, early morning, crack of dawn, I was doing a live stream, and it was just one of those times where you're like, whoa, it would have been much easier just to go to bed. That would have been the easy choice, but I like to make things hard on myself and just kind of do things that are abnormal. And so that was kind of abnormal, because I really wanted to achieve this goal of drawing every day, or get to some sort of level where I am drawing regularly, and I'm trying not to miss a beat. I'm trying not to miss a day when I'm doing these live streams. So we can make the argument, yes, the live stream, like what was it? Streak was broken yesterday, or because I missed yesterday, but I'm not like beholden to those specific type of rules. I can kind of break them. These are my own. This is my journey that I kind of set for myself, and if I want to break them just a little bit, I'm happy. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start by massing out tones now, and then I'm going to play around with the whole reductive type game. With this type of drawing, because of the low time frame, the short amount of time I have to work with it, I don't spend a lot of time doing a lot of corrections. So if I'm off visually, I just kind of let bygones be bygones and leave it be. I'll make a few corrections here and there, but I'm not going to dwell on the problem areas, right? I'm just going to just keep moving and keep moving, and hopefully I come out with a relatively decent drawing. You think after all these times of drawing skulls, I'd be like significantly better at them, but I'm really not. I'm only like marginally better. Yeah, so just drawing a skull, I'm massing out the background, and then after that I'm going to kind of fiddle around with the shadows, because I noticed there's this whole area of the skull is in like cast shadow. So I'm gonna block that off as a simple like angular shape here. I'm gonna block it off as a simple angular shape, and that will help push the drawing a little bit further. Just doing some tweaking on the cheekbone. Was it called is it called the zygomatic bone? I don't know. I tell you what, though, I am vastly better at doing skulls in the reductive form. Hello there. Yeah. Good evening. I'm much better at doing these skulls reductively, where I erase the tones out. So I'm just going to mass out this a little bit more. So my main gist of this morning when I was talking, I was in like a positive feedback loop where I just repeat the same thing over and over again. I was so tired. My main what was the theme of that whole live stream? The theme of the live stream was just show up, don't miss, just show up, guys, just show up, don't miss your don't miss. What I meant by that was like, show up to the party, or show up to your job, or show up to whatever goals that you have, or what kind of like things that you're setting for yourself, some little deadlines and such, and just show up, and the rest kind of follows suit. Like, and there's some truth to that, really. I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to like be world breaking, but showing up and giving an effort. Sometimes your effort is better than other than some days. Yeah, your effort's better than other days, and that was what I was trying to express on that day. So there's this I did this angular motion here to kind of partition, segment out the shadow, the area of the skull that's in shadow. And then what I'm going to do is, since I got this whole background area already in shadow as well, I'm going to knock it back a whole shade. Not using vine charcoal. There's only so much. The vine charcoal is only going to get so dark. I'm going to have to knock it back with a Let's see if I have a charcoal stick. Oh, yep, we have some right here. I'm going to have to knock it back with a charcoal little block here. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like some. I'm going to add some mildly suggestive contour lines. The reason why I say mildly is because I'm not quite set on like the shape of the skull here. But you know what? At this point, we're at 14 minutes. At this point, you don't want to. At this point, I have 14 minutes. I don't want to be caught in this position where I'm constantly correcting the skull over and over again. So I might just have to kind of cut my losses and say this is the shape of the skull, right? And that's what I'm doing. This is the shape of the skull right here. I might be able to tweak it a little bit, right? But I'm not going to be able to tweak it like a lot. I just won't be able to. I can kind of shift things around. So I'm doing I'm massing out the background with a charcoal block. It's more like a nub now. It's not even really a charcoal block. And I can barely hold it between my thumb and my is it an index finger? I think it's an index finger. With my I'm barely holding it with my thumb and the finger that's right next to my thumb. I gotta learn my hand anatomy. Oh gosh. So I'm just knocking it back so that this tone feels lighter than the other tone, and so that's what I'm doing. But relatively chill Sunday. I was actually procrastinating a bit because I was having such a relaxing Sunday. This is probably the most relaxing Sunday I've had in a while, where I don't have any responsibilities. Like, well, I did stuff. I did a few chores and such, like what adults usually do in an average day, right? I did a few chores, but I didn't do a lot. Like I watched a bunch of bad movies. Like, they weren't that good. And it not by choice. I wasn't like, I'm gonna watch bad movies on purpose because that's what I like doing. That's my Sunday. I wake up every morning on Sunday and I turn on a couple bad movies because I want to do that. No, they just turn out to be and because of the infinite choices that you have with, like, Netflix and such, right? You're like, it's just easier to kind of watch the movie that I started because I already invested some time into it, and then to kind of scroll around and find another one. There's just too many choices. I got choice overdose. I'm bombarded with choices and I can't really get out of it. So that's what I did today. Is like I just kind of chilled. I was slowly packing and drawing up to ship. I'm going to finish that tomorrow. It took me a lot longer than I expected because I'm mailing these drawings flat, and that involves me cutting cardboard and getting some safety precautions in order so it doesn't get damaged on the shipment there, right? So I'm trying to be respectful of that, and so that's what I was doing. Is I was preparing a drawing for shipment and just making sure it's looking all nice and snazzy. Otherwise, because I have to make the box myself, so I'm like, I have these boxes, like these shapeless box, like I guess like sheets of cardboard that I bought, and I have to kind of cut them or fold them accordingly. And I just do that right now because that's what I have available. when I finish using those, what I'm going to graduate to is I'm going to start using I'm going to go to Home Depot, get like those sheets of like foam board and use those as a sandwich, and then wrap cardboard around that, because that's the best way to do it, or like one of the cheapest, more effective ways of doing it. Um, and so I'm going to do that eventually, but not for these next few drawings that I'm going to be shipping out, just because I need to get rid of some of this older shipping material that I have. It's just lying around here, and it's not really doing me any good, kind of hanging around here. And so I'd rather get those done and use those shipping materials before I purchase new ones, because shipping materials cost money. It's expensive just to make it. Skull, I'm lost. What's the question? You're lost. What are you lost about? 9 minutes. We're making good time. I'm going to spend 25 minutes to like 30 minutes on this tonight, and then I'm going to go to bed. Just get some nice Z's in, get that recuperative rest in, and then I'm going to start the week, hit the ground running, just refreshed. I tell you what's been really helping me. I drank a lot of water today, and I also didn't have any coffee. Um, I don't know if there's a correlation there, but like I just have been drinking a lot of water lately, and so like I've been feeling a lot better just drinking water. You know, I probably went a little too hard with this tone this tone here, so I'm going to soften up with a brush. So the reality is, if I wanted to do this realistically, this whole back area is like pitch black. Unfortunately, doing that with charcoal is very, very time consuming. And the paper is it's of a poorer quality paper. It's got a very like toothy, it's got a texture that I don't really like using. Like it's hard to explain. It's not a very uniform texture. It's not the greatest. I think from now on I'm going to start buying better quality paper if I pursue this after my 100 days. I'm thinking the next 100 days are either going to be like more like themed, either like one week will be all digital, the next week will be another, like I'll work on my sketchbook, the next will be all digital, like something a little bit more themed. Maybe I might even do like requests. Like I'll set out a request, and then like I'll do the request the next day. You know, I'll probably have to do that if it's a digital. Like if I'll probably have to do that if it's digital. Like I think I could do the request digital, as opposed to like sketchbook wise. So because of the it'd just be much easier to do that. That's just what I think. That's just my opinion. I think it'd be a little bit easier to do digital requests because I can add color, and I can typically draw faster, a little bit faster because of the ability to draw like in layers. At least I say that now and then watch it be like really, really difficult. Five minutes? Oh my gosh. I'm not even getting that far. I spent all that time on that dark area. So, as I said, I really think it's going to have to be. I'll probably work on this for. I'll push this. I'll bump it up for another 10 minutes. I'll bump it up to like 30 minutes. But I'm still going to have to draw this outside of this live stream. I'm going to probably spend a little bit of time tomorrow morning before I start my next live stream to finish this up, because I want to have the drawings to some level more complete. Not like last night. Last night was a lark. Last night was a very, very bad day. Like, it was just one of those days. You're like, oh gosh. 3 a.m. drawing times are not what I anticipated doing when I set out for this. I was like I never thought to myself, you know what? What if your day's so busy, Matt Pierson? What if your day's so busy that you will literally not be home to do a live stream? What are you going to do? Are you still going to do it? And I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to do it. It's going to not be great, especially at the very end of the day, because it's going to be the last thing I want to do. Some days I feel like I'm getting better at utilizing the texture of the paper than other days. I'm like, not so much, not so much. I still feel like it's a rather foreign to me, you know. But wow, I can't believe it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just maybe it's just me, but like I am. If I were to write down what I'm grateful for today, is I'm grateful like for literally just laying on the couch. You would not believe how beautiful that is. Like, I never get to do it. Like, yeah, I'm on the couch, but I'm not on the couch uh all day. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm lazy. I'm not trying to project this idea that I'm lazy, but oh my gosh, it was phenomenal. I can't explain it. I guess because when I guess we might take it for granted, maybe. But like I never, in my life ever get to like sit down. Well, that's a lie because I just did it. But like on a regular basis, do not go and like do like nothing on a random day. Like there's always something going on. But maybe I might need to do that. Maybe I might need to like dial it back, maybe on like Sunday, don't have activities after activities, just like, just do nothing. Like, yes, do some things, do some laundry, do some chores, do that whole jazz, right? Do those rounds that we have throughout our day to day, but like, don't have like important meetings or something, or don't try to compact all these things in one day. It's just been like that for so long, just work, work, work. And I felt like to some extent, it was nothing was coming from it. Like I was working, but I wasn't really gaining anything from it. Not even money. I was just working, just the work's sake. I don't you feel that sometimes where you're working and no matter what you do, it's like you can't keep up. It's like an insurmountable amount of work, and you're like, wow, how am I going to manage this? And so that's what I've been kind of struggling with as of lately, is how do I manage? Oh yeah, the skull. It kind of formed out. So I got 5 more minutes. The skull did start forming it. It started to come out of the works. It takes a while. But yeah, it's just one of those things that all of us deal with, right? And I feel weird talking about like these existential stuff in these videos, because I always feel like people have to talk about like, we're gonna draw a happy shadow, or they're always upbeat and they're always like, here's how you gain. I don't know. I can't do it. Like, well, the reason why I can't do it is because all the videos that I watch are edited. So like the abrupt cuts are meant to like, so if you ever look at on a YouTube video, you always see like every video shows a person reframing every 5 seconds. They edit it that way so that it can keep your attention. That's an editing technique. Like even if they're just going to say the next sentence, it's really interesting how the psychology behind it. But unfortunately, these are live, and I can't do that. And I don't have the free time to edit my videos. Sorry. Not sorry. You ever hear anyone that says the phrase "sorry, not sorry"? I'm like, man, that's kind of like, some of them say it like in a rude way. That is the weirdest thing. They say "sorry, not sorry," like it's in a rude way. I'm like, yeah, that's just coming off as rude. And then they'll also tell you that you're rude. I'm like, what? Wait, you're the one that said "sorry, not sorry" in a rude way. What? How can you tell me that I'm rude? Anyways, being rude and being called out on it, that's weird. Well, I mean, if you're purposely rude, yeah, and you probably deserve to be called out on it. But if you don't know you're being rude, and someone says you're being rude, that's different. It's hard to tell if you're being rude, though. People have certain thresholds. Like if you're around your buddies, old friends, it like their level of what rude is different than like an acquaintance or a new person you just met, So like I find it very intriguing. But it's really interesting when I talk about these things. I never know what to talk about on these live streams. And I always feel like I have to fill up the space with something, and sometimes it can be like just a bunch of like garbage of words. Not like I'm saying garbage things, like mean things, just like what's the point? What are these things you're saying? It's like they mean nothing, Yeah. Yeah. It does depend on how you say it. Of course, right? We don't know when you're being rude. And that's also like a social practice. You'll get better at it when you're older, I don't know where I got off on this tangent about talking about being rude. I think about random stuff when I'm chatting, when I'm talking to myself like this. So it's starting to form pretty good. My hands are getting kind of sweaty. That's not a good thing. You don't want to get sweaty hands when you're drawing. That is not what you want to have. Is sweaty hands when you're drawing. So we're getting close to that time. I'm probably going to spend another 30 minutes to 45 minutes on this. And I like to get when I have a spare moment of time, I like to get the drawings to a level of finish, that I'm happy with. I'm not looking for like a perfect drawing, but I definitely want it to feel more polished than like where it's at right now. So I usually spend, sometimes another 20 minutes to an extra hour. It all depends on how much time I have. I will probably put in another hour because I have a little bit of a time reserved tomorrow before I begin my other live stream. So I'll probably be able to put another hour in on this. At the very least, I'll put in another 30 minutes into it to kind of touch up some of these areas and make it feel a little bit more complete, right? So that's what I'm going to be kind of focusing on for tomorrow. But as always, I'm being like texted. People are going crazy with the text. Hopefully it doesn't ruin my video that I have going on. All right, so where is it? Okay, so I got to get my wet wipes to wipe my hands. So that's it for the day, everyone. I'm not done with it. I'm going to finish it up later. It's kind of late, and I'm enjoying my casual Sunday. Yeah, I am. I'm enjoying my casual Sunday, and I'm gonna turn in for the night. That's a good phrase for that, actually. Never really used that phrase. So I'm turning in, and I'm gonna work on this a little bit more tomorrow, and it's gonna be a little bit different because it's gonna be done during the daytime, and I actually see a little bit more details. I'm probably gonna push the heavier line weight, like at what I got going right here. I'm gonna soften up some of these edges. I'm gonna get some charcoal pencil to make this not a toothy shadow. I might leave this a toothy shadow. And what I mean by toothy is like that paper is toothy, right? The shadow's not toothy, but like the paper is creating a tooth appearance it's creating like a texture appearance. Anyways, I want to say thank you so much for watching my show or watching my drawing live stream channel. I hope you have a wonderful night. Good night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening or night. Actually, it's late. It's nighttime. Good night, everyone. I got to get going. Cheers. Pierson out.